it is day 2 of the Moshoeshoe Walk, and it's seeing hikers face their sternest test yet. A 54-kilometer trek through the mountains and rivers under the scorching Lesotho sun. The route from outward bound to Malimong follows the path the king took from Mate to settle at Tababosiu, which is now one of Lesotho's popular tourist destinations. Let's take you there live. Our reporter Khotso Sello is there for us. Khotso, I believe you were up since even before the crack of dawn. Are you still enjoying this 200th year celebration of the Basotho nation, or is that the last of your worries?
I think in theory it seemed picturesque, Michelle, but the waking up at 2 a.m. to make sure that we get to Hamangkhwaraning, where we're going to get a bit of lunch, some water, just to take a day's break, was really telling. We had to pass through some mountainous valleys, we had to cross through some rivers at the crack of dawn with our torches on, skip through past a few animals, and as you can see behind me is the Queen, Her Majesty herself, surrounded by an entourage of military protection, and she's part of this walk in commemoration of the 200th year of the Basotho people becoming a cultural symbol on the southernmost tip of the African continent. And to be honest, Michelle, this trip has really been grueling. It's not like it was last year where things were a little bit better. The pace was much higher because I think, you know, the whole dryness and no rain happening in the past few months in the country has really hampered you know, the ability of many athletes. We've seen people falling, we've seen medical assistance being called upon on a regular basis. But the story here is about the Basotho people and their king, who is somebody who promised the people prosperity through their lands, promised them a lot of hope through working together. And I think the theme is all about coming together and fighting for a common cause. The Basotho people during the Fatani Wars, that's when it was a time of famine, when a lot of people were striving just to make something or ends meet, and we had a high rate of cannibalism at that time, and it was the cannibals in Lesotho are called Badimu. And Moshoeshoe subsequently learned that his parents and grandparents were killed by Badimu and were eaten. And the only thing that was left was their collarbones. And hence, this area that we passed just a few minutes ago called Dipeting, which means collarbones in Lesotho. And it has a deep historical and cultural resemblance for the Basotho people. And I can tell you this much. That there's people who've come from far and beyond the continents, from China. We've seen people coming from Europe. We've seen people coming from North America. And I think the common denominator here is, you know, being together in solidarity and bringing world peace and using our natural resources for the good and not the bad for all people under the sky.
Yeah, absolutely. Khotso, thanks for giving us that historical context of why this walk is so important. I must say, you're making me concerned for how you're panting. Did you train ahead of the walk? Are you ready?
Michelle, this is certainly no Kloof-en-Daal on the West Rand. And there's no amount of training I can do on any park or any hiking spot in Gauteng. I've learned my lesson. Next time I'll come further down towards the Free State and perhaps move across to the KZN, the Drakensberg Mountains, and perhaps put a few mileage in there. As you know, there's still one more day of this route. Today is the most difficult one, and tomorrow we'll all be making our way to that mystical Tababosiu mountain, which has many tales, which I'll share with you tomorrow.
I think I'm going to leave it there for now, Khotso. My advice to you is maybe jump into one of those 4x4s there that are on the trail with you. Have a glass of water. relax for a bit. Khotso Sello is live to us there, day 2 of the Moshoeshoe Walk in Lesotho.